Welcome to the VITA panel for Disability Employment Awareness Month. Today we've got a few different speakers from the organization who are involved with VITA and involved with the Disability Employment Program here at CWB. And we're going to have a little discussion, and hopefully you will learn more about what CWB is doing to become a more inclusive and welcoming employer. Today we have Cam Tate, Madison Gilroy, both members of VITA and both CWB employees who have disabilities. Kathy Weston is Madison's manager, and Samira Duggal is our HR representative to talk about the goals of CWB in terms of inclusive employment and what we have planned for the future. Hi, everybody. Thanks to you all for coming here today.
Thanks for having us.
Madison, do you have anything to add from your perspective?
It took me 8 months to find a job after I was laid off from my other job, so I would agree with Cam that employment is a really big struggle for people with disabilities.
Okay, thanks. Samira, over the last year, CWB has made a specific effort to employ or to hire employees with disabilities. How many employees have been hired through this program?
Yeah, Marilyn, that's a great question, and we've put in a concerted effort as part of our inclusion and diversity strategy to help support bringing in more diverse talent across all the underrepresented groups. But as it relates to specifically around persons with disabilities, we've actually so far grown our representation by 59%, which is quite significant. But we do have a long ways to go in how we approach building partnerships with community partners who support individuals who have disabilities and getting them into the workplace and discovering the talent that's out there, because the talent is immense. And so while we're absolutely trending in the right direction, we certainly need to continue educating ourselves as an organization and developing those meaningful partnerships.
Cool. I know that we have a partnership with Inclusion Alberta. Do we have partnerships established in other provinces?
Yeah, absolutely. So in my experience, we've worked with a number of community partners. So Inclusion Alberta is certainly one of them, and that's how we found Madison. But we've also worked with BC WIN and a number of partners in other areas of the country to be able to support bringing in diverse talent.
Cool. Okay. That's fantastic. Kathy, Madison, Madison, you're one of the first employees who was hired through this program. Can the two of you talk a little bit about what it was like during the hiring process? And Samira, you may have some insight there as well. And then how you've sort of developed your role, Madison, in the time that you've been here?
Sure. When I first started with Inclusion Alberta, I was very happy. As I mentioned before, it was an 8-month-long job search. So I was happy to find CWB who was willing to give me a chance. I'm happy that CWB is a very inclusive and diverse company, and the assumption that people might not be able to do certain things such as math, when I have been dealing with a lot of financials. So people with disabilities have strengths and weaknesses, just like those that don't have disability.
Kathy, do you have anything to add there?
Yeah, just in terms of the hiring process, I wasn't here personally at that time for Madison, but my predecessor worked very closely with Inclusion Alberta to describe, the job description for the role that we wanted to fill. And our coordinator through Inclusion Alberta helped us to identify a few candidates that that she thought would be great fits for our organization. So Madison was interviewed and ended up being a great fit for us. And I'll just say that, to Madison's point, she's been a wonderful addition to the team. Madison, as she says, has all kinds of different strengths. You know, where some people might have strengths in other areas, Madison's been a whiz at anything related to our financial tracking and spreadsheets, and we've been able to evolve her role over the course of the past almost year that she's, or a little bit over a year that she's been here. And so she's been taking on more and more complex tasks and more independent work as she gains more confidence in the role.
Sounds like you're fitting into the PMO really well, Madison. Samira, have we been putting in any accommodations for people through the hiring process or the job search process?
So in terms of accommodations, I don't know that I would characterize some of that. I think part of the partnership that we had with Inclusion Alberta, and I was lucky enough to be able to interview Madison and help bring her into the CWB family, was that the support that partnership provided was also to Madison as well, as she kind of navigated onboarding into a new work culture. So they were really great about working with myself and HR around what, you know, crafting things like interview questions that would be, you know, a little bit more specific, or have, you know, better language, or, you know, whatever the case might be, that would be kind of consumed better. We tend to be a little wordy and ask for a lot of like situations and kind of ambiguous content around interview questions. So they were a tremendous help in kind of streamlining how we can better support their clients with the like recruitment process. And then from an onboarding perspective, they were really great at helping us understand how we can better support Madison and any of you know, our individuals feel comfortable coming into the organization, coming into the role, coming into the team, and what we needed to do as an employer in terms of approach, or how we can help support you know, someone learn better to kind of their own learning style. And so that was a really great value add, specifically that Inclusion Alberta supported us on, and hopefully supported Madison through her onboarding. And clearly she's being super successful and doing wonderfully. But it was really, I think, a lot of credit from an employer standpoint to the partnership we have with Inclusion Alberta, who helped us help set Madison up for success.
Awesome. This one's for you. Are there any resources specifically for hiring managers who are interested in diversifying their teams through this program?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say, you know, their first call should be to our talent acquisition team, their talent partner, or to their business partner, to really see what kind of community partners and resources do we have, or can we develop. We are still growing kind of our arsenal of community partners to be able to leverage. And if there are some really great organizations that maybe they've worked with in the past, or they volunteered in the past, you know, we ask that you bring that to our attention, because we want to explore what those partnerships can look like. You know, as leaders, you know, part of being part of Team Teal is being a talent scout. And if you see great talent in the marketplace, especially talent that's diverse, we want to hear about it and see if there's ways that we can help support that. So my first call, if I was a people leader looking to diversify my talent, would be to your talent partner, to your HR business partner, to start the conversation.
Awesome. And Kathy, are there any supports that you've taken advantage of over the last year?
So I will say yes. As I said, I wasn't part of the hiring, but throughout the course of my work here with Madison, Madison's coordinator has been an available resource. And so we often and regularly meet with her to just review like the progress and some of the challenges or wins and successes that we've had over the course of the past year. I will tell you that in addition, I often reach out to her just independently to get some advice or to ask for support to make sure that the path that I'm taking as a manager is best aligned to set Madison up for success. And she's been absolutely tremendous as a resource throughout.
Great.